scale like that? Well, I will ask you later.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like we went live. I think we did it. So maybe we're live inside of YouTube and Facebook. And actually, if you're watching this, maybe you could hit me in the comments and tell me if you could see me, and then I'll know I'm live. That would be awesome. I'm checking my tubes to see if I can see me. Nope, says upcoming. I'm going to check Facebook. Oh, Facebook says live. Look at that. Hey, I see me, see me. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. I'm doing something brand new, y'all. I'm actually really excited about it. I'm going live in my school community, and then I'm streaming into all applicable and appropriate platforms. And so those platforms are Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and LinkedIn. If you want to come hang out with me, because what I'd like to do is first talk about everything that's going on today, and then I'd love to have just a community conversation. And I have a feeling that that might not happen right out of the gate. Um, but hopefully, if I see this enough, people will start to join. You can go to 3xfreedom.com/join. That's the number three, the letter X, the word freedom.com/join. And that will bring you into the school community, and you'll get the links to join and all that fun stuff. I'm not dropping the Zoom link into the chat because, to be honest with you, I don't trust the internet, which means I really don't trust most of you. But those of you that are willing to jump through the hoops, join a community, fill out a form, and let me vet you, the community is absolutely free, by the way. It's free forever. But if you want to go to my free forever community, I'd love to have you. Love to see you. Love to hang out. Let's dive in. Okay. Let me go back to my script here. Welcome to the Daily Sigh. Today's Monday, March 9th, and this is your Daily Sigh of Relief. If you're an entrepreneur trying to keep up with what actually matters, this is for you. I read the news so you don't have to, and I go live every single business day at 6 p.m. Eastern, and to the very best of my abilities, I give you everything that I think matters in the entrepreneurial world across AI, markets, platforms, policies, all in 15 minutes or less. And then we hang out and we can talk about it if you want. If you want to join me live in my private Zoom room, just go to 3xfreedom.com/join. If you want the Daily Sigh sent directly to your inbox, you can go to dailysigh.ai, and let's dive right in. So our first story, which is blows my mind. This needs to be fact checked, y'all, because I'm about to read this damn thing, and I don't know if it's true. This comes from Small Biz Trends. Stripe hits $1.9 trillion in transactions. I feel like that's how could that be possible? Like it's a tax relevant sum of our GDP right there. Yeah, $1.9 trillion in total volume in 2025, a 34% increase from the previous year. Yeah, this figure is comparable to approximately 1.6 of global GDP, signaling the scale at which Stripe is operating. That is insane. Stripe, one company, processes 1.6% of global GDP. That absolutely blows my freaking mind. I cannot even just wrap my face around that. The growth of Stripe's revenue suite, which includes tools for billing, invoicing, and tax, will also contribute to the upward trajectory, with projections estimating an annual run rate of about $1 billion for this year. It's interesting. With 1.9 trillion, they're actually pretty margin slim. Um, Stripe processing nearly 2 trillion in a single year reflects a permanent massive shift to digital payment adoption and a boom in new business ventures. Here's the interesting thing about Stripe is they are way ahead of the agentic commerce curve. And agentic commerce is going to eat all commerce. I mean, we already know that. Like it's funny. People, I remember being little when I was 7 years old when I got my first computer. My dad bought it for me. Got me a computer and we had the internet. And it wasn't really the internet. It was a CD-ROM that you got at Walmart called America Online. And it gave you like 1,000 minutes or so. I forget how much it was. Maybe it wasn't 1,000. Um, but I remember then people saying, "Oh gosh, this is going to," and then they inserted 50 different things that it actually took 20 or 30 years to do. Well, the same thing is happening with AI. Like we know for a fact, the same way people in 1992, when I was 7 years old, knew the internet was going to eat commerce, people now know that AI is going to eat the internet and digital commerce. And then the real question is when. I think it's going to be a lot faster than that 20 years, but we'll see. Paying attention to things like this is really important, no matter what you do, but especially if you're a manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, drop shipper, because the payment conduit is the true source of truth. If you want to know where money's flowing, go look at the payment conduit. And in this particular instance, Stripe is going to show you how people are buying. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve, that's the way to do it. Payment processors have evolved from simple checkout buttons into critical, non-negotiable utility infrastructure for modern companies. I do not know how this isn't already an antitrust suit. That's unbelievable. I wonder what their next biggest competitor looks like, and who that would be even. If you know that answer, drop it into the chat. I would love some help there. Um, this signals a growing infrastructure dependency where business revenue is increasingly exposed to the fee changes, policy updates, and outages of new dominant platforms. If you've been boobopped or penalized by your merchant processor, you know how devastatingly like horrible it is. It's absolutely debilitating. So I think this is super, super interesting. Our next story comes from CBS News. Study finds new pattern of, quote, AI brain fry among workers. A new form of cognitive fatigue and burnout is emerging, specifically linked to the excessive use of AI productivity tools. Entrepreneurs pushing for maximum efficiency must recognize that reliance on AI can actually increase cognitive load and team exhaustion. You know, it's so funny. I've had this experience personally. I'm sure you have too. I get so much done with AI, but it fries me faster, which is weird. Then the question becomes, are you actually more productive? I believe that I am. And I can see how AI can really take it out of you because there's so much end result that you need to audit. We're losing the messy middle. And interestingly, from an intellectual perspective, the messy middle is when we used to take a break. It's when you'd like, oh, I can breathe because now I'm going to go do, basically the mindless editing work, let's say, that just doesn't exist any longer. So it's like a nonstop sprint. We're just sprinting to the finish line. Um, According to CBS News, leaders must implement strategic mental health protocols and intentional tool adoption rather than blind total implementation. Okay, thank you. How? Love your advice, CBS News. How do you do that? Um, we're hitting a human bandwidth wall where the speed of AI output is outstripping the biological capacity of teams to oversee and manage that output. That is absolutely freaking true. And then what's going to happen is we're just going to throw AI at that. So it's going to be AI on AI on AI. Lucky us. Lucky us. Our next story comes from VentureBeat. Agentic AI tools move into enterprise workflows. They've been there, VentureBeat. Thank you for no story at all. AI is evolving from simple content generation to agentic systems. Yes, we know. That can automate complex multi-step workflows across different platforms. Companies like MoveWorks and Crew AI are enabling the next wave of automation, requiring founders to rethink traditional operation rules. That's interesting. Is anybody using MoveWorks or Crew AI? Hit me in the comments. I'd be really interested in what you're using, what your tech stack looks like. What are your favorite AI tools? Tell me that in the comments. And next story comes from the AI Journal. Founders face the AI reset dilemma. Why it matters. SaaS founders are being forced to choose between reinventing their products, embedding AI for retention, or exiting before valuation erodes. Dude, valuation is already eroded. If you've been paying attention, the M&A world has come out and said, we're not buying SaaS anymore. And major SaaS tools, most recently Monday.com, are flipping their monetization models away from usage to other things, which basically eats all the margin away at SaaS. It'll be really interesting to see whether or not SaaS can survive this. Some backup stories from CNBC. Microsoft rolls out pricier Office tier with Copilot. No, thank you, Microsoft. Does anybody use Microsoft? If you use a Microsoft Office product, let me ask you this. Does anybody use Microsoft that's not being forced to by the company's IT department? If you proactively use Microsoft for your own reasons, I'd love to know why. Hit me in the chat or come join the conversation. You can go to 3xfreedom.com/join and join my private Zoom. We'll have a conversation. I go live every single day at 6 p.m. Eastern. From Small Biz Trends, Slack adds new AI integrations for connectivity. This is actually really cool. Slack's new features use AIs to summarize channels and reduce communication noise for teams. This represents a counter trend to AI brain fry. Y'all, I hate Slack with everything inside of me. I love this is made available to us. Go check that out because that's pretty cool. And it's interesting that Slack would allow for that because in some ways they're giving up ground. But I think they're going to lose the battle to win the war. Oh, here we go. Drew Rivera says, lovable.dev. Dude, absolutely. Cloud Code, ClickUp AI agent. I have not used ClickUp's AI agent, Drew. That's really interesting. It keeps poking at me to use it, but I just haven't gotten around to it. ClickUp's UI is overwhelming. Maybe that's why the AI agent is worth using. But Lovable for sure. And Claude Code has changed my life. Claude Cowork has changed my life. Claude is amazing if you're not using it. Thank you for that, Drew. You're awesome. If you're just tuning in, you can come join me live on my private Zoom, 3xfreedom.com/join, or hit me in the comments wherever it is you happen to be watching. I'd love to know what your tech stack looks like. My buddy Drew Rivera just said he's using Lovable, amazing. Claude Code, amazing. ClickUp AI agent. I've not used ClickUp, but I need to go to school on it because apparently they're pretty damn good. Let me know what your tech stack looks like in the comments. From News Bites, Software launches AI-powered CRM templates. A new low-code template allows small businesses to build customized CRMs. That's amazing. Every small business in the whole wide world needs a customized CRM. Here's why. It takes as long to customize one of those CRMs that's, off the shelf, built for everybody, as it would to build your own. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if you need software. I feel like you just do this inside of Lovable or Bolt or Claude Code or whatever. Any of the no code vibe coding applications, Base 44. My next story comes from News Bites again. SAP CEO announces leadership restructure for AI first pivot. Dude, off with their heads, right? Everybody's getting just freaking nailed. SAP is merging sales and customer service to focus on maximizing customer value through AI. This signals a broad shift from pure acquisition to aggressive customer retention and value-driven expansion. Man, the number of layoffs that they're underreporting is actually really tragic. That's the story that I keep seeing subterranean. I don't bring all the stories, obviously, because some of them are so repetitive, but job loss and lack of job growth is one that is ever present. And if you're experiencing that, my very strong opinion is to get out ahead of it. And there are ways to do it, but it requires you killing some sacred cows. There are certain industries where, to be honest with you, I think we need to give up on the fact that that industry is going to be providing value the way that it has historically. And if you're willing to kind of eat that frog or bite that bullet or choose your analogy, I still believe that there's a lot of ground to be covered, and a lot of opportunity, especially in the world of AI arbitrage. Those are all of my stories, and it's only 11 minutes. My promise is that I give you all the news in 15 minutes, and I've only been live for 10. So I nailed it. You're all the way caught up today, y'all. I read the news so you don't have to. I report it to you every single day at 6 p.m. Eastern. I go live to all of my social channels, but also inside of Zoom if you want to just come hang out. The other thing that I'd really start to do, or would like to start to do, is just build a community of entrepreneurs that meet for free every single day at the end of the day to just chat about what's working, what's not, what we're dealing with, and some of these news stories. So you can come join me live every single business day at 6 p.m. Eastern. Just go to 3xfreedom.com/join. That's the number 3, the letter X, freedom.com/join. Join my free forever community and come hang out with me live whenever you want to. This could be our water cooler chat, or I don't know, it's more like happy hour brews by the pub. Whatever, tea time, choose your cliche. But I don't know. I'd love to, honestly, I need it. If it's much for me, it's for anybody else. So for those of you that have been watching and tuning in, I really appreciate you. Sorry, my phone's going off. That's embarrassing. All right, we did it. And I think that's it. If you want the Daily Sigh delivered directly to your inbox, you can go to dailysigh.ai. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.